I found out my husband cheated on me with strippers and I feel dead inside. I, 31F, found out 2 weeks ago that my husband, 30M, slept with a stripper last year, January 2020, at a bachelor party. We have been together for 5 years and married for almost 2.5 years. I am also 11 weeks pregnant, so not a good time to find out my husband is a liar and a cheater. We have both said we would never cheat, and that cheating is a deal breaker, whether it be emotional or physical. Our hatred for cheaters was something we bonded over when we first met. My husband has never been cheated on, as far as he knows, but his father is a serial cheater, so he sees the grief it causes his mom and he hates his dad for it. He has also lost a lot of respect for his mom for putting up with it. She refuses to leave him because they have been together since they were 15 and are in their mid-50s now. The only 2 relationships I have been in before him both ended with my boyfriends cheating on me. So, after 5 years of being together and seeing no red flags, I finally saw one 3 weeks ago. I met his new receptionist. Pretty, blonde, early 20s, wearing a top that showed a lot of cleavages, despite what some like to say. It's inappropriate to wear revealing clothes at work, especially considering all 5 men that work there are either married or engaged. Her clothing wasn't a red flag, but it was her attitude towards me. She was cold and a little rude, and I caught her watching us several times while I was there. She seemed annoyed by my presence. It was the first time I visited him at work since she was hired in November. He owns a small business with his best friend. I told my husband that she was clearly crushing on him, and he laughed and said that he thought she was crushing on his business partner instead. His partner wasn't there, so I didn't see her with him. So, the next day I decided to snoop through his phone while he was sleeping. We know each other's passcodes, and we do have an open phone policy. I rarely look through his phone, but the few times I have, I never found anything. I also have nothing to hide, so I have no problem with him looking through my phone either. I found her in his contacts, and only 2 text messages showed up in their history. Both from her. They were from December saying that she was going to be late for work. Nothing inappropriate. He doesn't use social media. No inappropriate photos. There wasn't even porn in his Safari history. But his group chat with his friends and brother was a whole other story. I have known about their group chat, but all the times I used his phone in the past, I always avoided looking through it. Years ago, my brother told me group chats with the boys are usually filled with porn, bragging about all the women they are cheating on their partners with, and objectifying women, and I did not want to see that, so I just hoped my husband and his friends were different. Well, nope, they aren't. What I saw made me sick, and it actually made me throw up. I found out that my husband did cheat on me, not with his employee, but with strippers at a bachelor party last year. Based on the texts, he was drunk and had sex with one of the strippers, and got a blowjob from the other. Not only did he cheat on me, but most of his friends, who are either married, engaged, or in serious relationships, cheated as well that night and are basically serial cheaters, or desperate for sex with other women. They have a serious problem with porn and lusting after women that are not their partners. The groom also had sex with 2 strippers that night. The bachelor party was at a strip club, and then they all went to the only single guy in the group's house with the 2 strippers. I didn't even know they went to a strip club. My husband has said that he doesn't like strip clubs, and he knows I am not comfortable with him going to them. The guy's fiance, now wife, said no to strippers. They told all of us that they were just having a boys' night in. So they have been lying to all of us for the last year. Since we started dating, he has been to 2 other bachelor parties. So I have no idea if they went to strip clubs during those as well. When it comes to his receptionist, he does think she is f***ing hot, but he is not sleeping with her, and never has. She is in fact sleeping with his married business partner, whose wife is pregnant with their first child. But they joked about having a threesome in the chat, and his friend bragged about how hot the sex is, but not wanting to share her. They all pretty much brag about all the sex they are having with women that are not their wives and girlfriends. The chat is filled with porn, pictures from OnlyFans, Instagram profiles of girls, comparing girls' looks, talking about all the things they want to do with these girls, sexual memes, etc. It's basically 90% sex-related. They talk like a bunch of 15-year-old single horny teenage boys, not 28 to 33-year-old men in supposedly committed relationships. One of the guys is getting married in May, and they are planning on hiring more strippers, and they talked about f***ing them too. Like, what the f***? One of the guys posted a picture of my husband and me in the chat with the caption, "Show me a beautiful woman. I'll show you a man who's tired of f***ing her." They all seemed to find that funny. My husband's response was, "I'm not bored yet. Who did I marry? Who are these people? Why are most men such trash?" His friends and brother have always been nice and polite to me. They seemed happy and in love with their wives and girlfriends. But obviously, it is all an act. I took lots of screenshots, so I do plan on telling their partners, but I am really dreading it. So, a little backstory. Before meeting my husband, I was single for almost 6 years. Like completely single. I didn't date at all, I was celibate, except for one weekend fling and one ONS. I really loved being single and not having to worry about being cheated on. At times I was lonely and missed sex, but for the most part, I was really happy. I hate hookup culture, so casual sex is not for me. I have always been an introvert and a homebody, so I was perfectly fine with being at home and not going out. Because of my previous boyfriend cheating on me, I didn't want to go through that again. I was convinced that most men cheat if given the opportunity. Every guy I knew was cheating or wanting to cheat, but afraid of getting caught. Which is not a good enough reason for me to not cheat. My dad's wife cheated on him after being together for 7 years, so he in return cheated on her. They're still together, but are miserable. My brother and his friends were cheating on their girlfriends. Some of them would try to cheat on their girlfriends with me. Lots of married men made it known to me that they wanted to sleep with me. So, it all just made me depressed and seriously think very lowly of men. When I was a teenager, I loved the attention I got from men, even married men. I didn't really encourage it, but I still liked it. Then my ex cheated on me and I started to really hate the attention I got from men that were married or in relationships. So instead of it making me feel confident and beautiful, it just made me feel like shit. I am a firm believer in leaving a cheater, so that's what I plan on doing, but I am so depressed and angry and shocked. I don't believe there are any valid reasons to cheat, but if we weren't getting along or not having sex, then it would make a little more sense. But we do get along, we are best friends, or so I thought. We have a great sex life and have sex pretty much every day. So, it just doesn't make sense. I still love him, but from the moment I saw those texts, it was like a lot of the love I had for him went away. I really thought we were happy, and since finding out I'm pregnant, he has been so excited. Lockdown and quarantine had been great for us. So, I am having a hard time wrapping my head around his cheating, and the way he talked in that group chat is going to give me nightmares. I have not confronted him yet. A couple of days after I found the texts, I went to stay at my mom's. It was a planned trip. Those 2 days being around him after I found out were really hard. Just looking at him made me sick and angry. He wanted to have sex, but I had to tell him I wasn't in the mood, which is weird for me because I am always in the mood. Going years without having sex has made me constantly crave it, which he knows and loves. I blamed my morning sickness and am still using it as an excuse. I was only supposed to stay with my mom for 3 days, but it's been 2 weeks and I am still here. My husband is not happy that I am still here, so he is coming tomorrow. I told him not to, and that I will be back home next week, but he is not listening and will be here in 6 hours. I am dreading it. My mom lives 2 hours away from us. We have talked every day since I left, but I keep the conversations short. He asks me what is wrong, and I just tell him that I am nauseous. I haven't told my mom what I found out. The only person I have told is my best friend, who lives in Florida. I'm in Canada. She is the one that told me about this sub. A small part of me doesn't even want to confront him, and just wants to act like it never happened. But I feel weak for feeling like that. I am embarrassed by my family finding out too, like just last year my brother was telling me all guys cheat, and the ones that don't because of lack of opportunity or fear of getting caught. I mostly do agree with that, but I also think there are some good, faithful, loyal men that don't cheat because they don't want to. They love their wives/girlfriends and don't want other women. I said my husband was that kind of guy. What an idiot I was. I know it's immature, but I wish I could just ghost him, let go, and move all my stuff out of our condo and then never talk to him again. Obviously, I can't do that, but a huge part of me wishes I could. I just can't stop thinking about him having sex with someone else. It's consuming my thoughts. I've only left my mom's condo once since I've been here. I have no motivation to do anything. I've just been sleeping a lot and reading. I can't even be happy about being pregnant. My mom is very excited, and I have to pretend that I am. I do really want to be a mom, but knowing what I know, I can't stop thinking about the future and dreading it. My husband will be a great dad, but I really wanted my child to grow up in a loving home with both parents. But I can't stay with him. I have always been against staying with a cheater because of kids. I hate thinking about having to watch him move on and date and eventually get married to someone else. I just know I will be single forever, and that makes me sad. Sorry, this was so long. I just needed to rant.